how are you?
Hello.
Good to see you, my darling.
Thank you. Good to see you too. Are you messy or are you neat?
Messy. Okay. I'm actually pretty tidy.
Yeah.
Tidy person.
Okay.
I know I'm seeing messy.
No. You're just like so vivacious. And I think of like vivacious people as being like a mess, you know?
No, I know of like loads of papers everywhere.
Yeah.
No, I'm pretty tidy actually. I always have been as a kid. But why'd you ask? Why messy?
Okay. Because, so my husband is messy at home. Okay. Like we'll get out of his clothes and like leave things in a little pile on the floor and just like,
gosh.
you know, like I'll like take a cracker out and like put the rest in like a Tupperware so it doesn't get stale.
Exactly.
And like some people just like don't even fold the bag over.
101, babes.
Just messy. Okay. So obviously it's annoying when you're neat. I'm neat in my house. And your spouse is messy. But I'm thinking about it in a different way because I'm like, why is it so annoying? Beyond just the obvious reasons of like, you're ruining my aesthetic here, you know?
100%.
And you're disorganized. But okay, so I went to a yoga class. I go to this place, Kala Yoga. It's amazing. And the teacher reads like a quote from like a book at the beginning of class. And I like live for these freaking yoga quotes, you know?
Like a yogi tea where they got that little quote in the yogi tea.
Exactly like that. A digestible quote.
I love
and sometimes
those
hers
things.
aren't digestible. They can be really complex.
Yeah.
But anyway, she read this amazing quote about how ordinary life, the ordinary moments are what life is about. The glory of the ordinary moments of life, right?
Yeah.
Like drinking your coffee, puttering in your house. Just that's what life is, right? We all like kind of know that by now, even though we're trying to like get there and be present.
The simple things.
The simple things.
Yeah.
And then it went on to say that how you honor that, how you honor the beauty of everyday life is by being present and also by taking care of your space, right? And if you're messy, it's almost like you're disrespecting your space and the beauty of ordinary life, you know?
Interesting.
Because part of ordinary life is your home.
Totally.
So by just like flinging your clothes everywhere, there is something beyond just like annoying about that.
Yeah.
It almost seems a bit like disrespectful to this theory of what makes life so beautiful and abundant.
I love how you dress that up, babe, to prove your point.
I know. I'm
joking.
I agree. I'm going a little too deep. Like, I agree. Messy husbands or spouses are annoying. It's not always the husband. There's usually a messy spouse and a neat one. It is not. I find no gender connects really. You know,
Agreed.
but I do feel like one is usually something and something.
Yeah.
But like, I'm just always curious, like who I'm talking to, if they're the neat one or the messy one.
It's funny you should say this because it's like one of those cliche things that comes up so much, isn't it? Like someone's messy and someone's not. And like, what is that about? Like I don't think I've met anyone where they're both messy or both tidy. So I wonder what that's about. Some kind of attraction. I don't know. That's probably a layer of like so many that attract. That is like why two different
opposites
souls
attract, like
meet.
that whole thing.
But okay, so this morning I woke up and I went into the bathroom, and just outside the bathroom door, not outside the bath, but like the bathroom door, all his clothes were just like on the floor, blocking my pathway. And I did say something, but I was also like running late for this. So I said like, oh, could you get out of the shower? Because I need to like run in right now. But I really don't like it either. And I find it, for me, that's just one of the many things that one has to learn when you coexist and cohabitate with someone. And I used to be really judgmental about it.
Yeah.
I used to think to myself, because my ex-husband was similar, and I used to think to myself, why didn't your parents teach you how to do that?
Right.
Which is like, that's kind of mean, because I think like, if I think about my partner's sister, it's like not like that at all. But I really don't like it. For me, it reminded me of when you use that quote, like you've heard clean house, clean mind.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, ever since I was a kid, and this is probably weird, right? I'm sure like therapists would have like a field day with this. But when I was a child, I could not go to bed and sleep if my room was messy. I had to tidy up my room, like my toys, everything. Like I loved the process of putting my teddies. I had loads of teddies, putting them in the corner of the bed. Like,
well, it's control,
everything.
Like you don't have control.
Exactly.
In life.
There
maybe
you
it's
go.
just that
totally.
simple.
I had like no control. Totally.
Or maybe it's satisfying. I don't know.
I think it's like a bit of both. Yeah. I like enjoyed it, and it would be done and the room would look good. But I think also part of it is also just growing up. Like my mum was really tidy. We had to tidy up. We all had our tasks to do, with like chores. And my auntie ran a cleaning business.
Okay.
My nan worked as a cleaner forever. So I
Yeah.
think for us, being tidy and clean is like something you should be like house proud.
Yeah.
Which I think sometimes is like over the top as well. Like bloody hell, we can't get everything right.
Right.
But I feel like that is very much instilled in me.
Well, I also think it's like there's something about it just being like, in addition to like having control and it being satisfying, it's like this surmountable task, right? Like how much during the day when you're working, you can't just like check something off a box. Like it's ongoing, or talk about raising kids. Like you're never checking a box, right?
Yeah.
But like cleaning or cleaning up is like, you finished it, you know, you can like check the box until tomorrow.
And it's not to say I like it. I don't love cleaning all the time. Sometimes I do quite like it, but most of the time I don't want to like sort out like an area and like clean it all properly and make it perfect. But when you walk into your space and it's tidy, it makes me feel so relaxed. And I'm like, how can you leave all this stuff there? I must say my partner's got a lot better.
Okay, good.
Which is really great. But also I resent the fact that I've had to like
say him.
You need to do this, you need to do that. Cause I'm like, I already have kids. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like if someone is willing to move forward with it and like take ownership and responsibility, that's good. Something else I do think is that people just have different standards. Not only do some people prioritize different things, but you obviously have to be conscientious of other people who you're living with. But also I think people have different standards. Like a tiny thing is I love to like make sure all the sides are perfect.
Right.
Whereas like he'll do the washing up and then there's like soaking water everywhere and some things haven't been put away. And I'm like, it doesn't look good, So I'll be like, I really want you should be doing it like this. And then he'll kind of like do it. And sometimes he doesn't. But something else I've thought about as well is like, he may not be as tidy as me, but there's so many things that he does that I don't have, like some things with like technical stuff. I'm like the worst. You don't know how to do something technical. And you're like freaking out.
Yeah, freaking out.
And then he fixes it. And I'm like, oh my God, I'm like so thankful.
So you give him leeway.
So I give him leeway because I'm like, actually, he's definitely bringing lots of elements here.
Right.
But also I shouldn't, my go-to, which is to be annoyed about it. I'm like, actually, let's just like try and remember that he is bringing like some other things that is like pretty useful.
Yeah. No, that, you know what though, but you touched on something about coexisting, right?
Yeah.
And it's part of a bigger conversation, how to coexist with someone, right?
Yeah.
Because that could like ruin a marriage if you both don't know how to coexist and sort of meet each other.
It ruins marriages for start.
It can ruin them. And I like what you said about he brings other values. He's not gonna clean up the water, but he brings something else. So you're right. It's like let it go. But I just thought it was interesting because like so many people have that gripe about a messy spouse. And it's like
it's really annoying. But I do really think that like we have to like adapt and they need to adapt because like a messy house is just like not where it's at. Do you know what I really can't do, which is really weird?
What?
I don't like touching dirty rubbish, like black bags or like taking the trash out.
Oh, yeah.
I can't
who
touch
likes
it.
But you like really don't like it?
It makes me feel sick.
Oh, really?
Sometimes what I'll do is I'll get like kitchen roll. I shouldn't say this because it's bad for the environment. And
what do you
but
do?
I'll get a kitchen roll. I don't even do it.
What's
That's
a kitchen
Itai's
roll?
task.
Like paper towels?
Oh, yeah. There you go.
Oh, my
That's
God.
another
a
difference.
Kitchen roll? It sounds like a delicious pastry.
I will like use it and then hold it over the rubbish and take it out. It makes me feel sick.
Are you squeamish?
I am actually. Yeah.
What about mice? Do you hate mice?
Oh my gosh, they're horrible.
Okay. And you hate blood?
I can't stand blood. Yeah. When they're like taking my blood, I'm like, like freaking out. One time this lady said to me actually who was like doing it and she was like, God, you're worse than drug addicts. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, they're getting their blood taken.
Maybe
which is weird considering they've like
done
it all the time.
And
that like stuck with me. No, I just cannot. Yeah, I'm so squeamish.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But that's his task.
Okay.
So that's one thing that he does that I don't do.
So you're grateful for that. So it's like you can give him leeway. Yeah. It's all about giving leeway, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. But I know what it's like when someone's just putting piles of clothes everywhere, you just think, what is happening?
Like, why?
Yeah.
Yeah. But okay.
I'm with you there. We agree on that.
We've resolved that, I guess, for the moment. But wait, that reminds me because a bit ago, you said you were having issues with your partner's family, parents, right?
One particular member.
With one particular member.
Yeah.
How is that going?
Well, I mean,
It's been a couple months. So.
I know, saying it on the podcast. Do you know how many people sent me messages about that? And like, oh my gosh, I can't believe you're going through that. Or someone said, I'm going through it too.
Well, you can't choose your family in some, right? So,
and as you said, like, it's just something that you just have to deal with. When you spoke to this woman who like is like the source of all wisdom. I remember when you were saying, I spoke to this woman and I was expecting you to drop this like truth bomb. And you were like, she said, there's nothing you can do, which was so
that was the
interesting.
bomb.
Yeah, exactly. But I was like, this is my 3-point plan. But okay, yeah, that was, I mean, there was a lot of, not kickback, but you know, that was a bold thing to do, to mention that on
It
air.
was, yeah.
But what I can say is that 2 things. Number 1, I feel so much better about it. Problem shared is a problem halved. And I haven't seen them since.
So is that the answer? Do you feel better about it because you just,
I think that's
because you ghosted them?
I think
no, I'm getting, but you,
I think
right?
no,
Like,
totally. I'm actually pro ghosting where appropriate.
well, no, you have a boundary.
I have a boundary, and that's what I am right now. If they are willing to come back and be decent and say hello, how are you, Chrystal? You know, just like basic 101, not like, I'm sorry, I don't think they're capable of that. Then I think that it can be repaired. But what I've realized is stepping back and not worrying about it and thinking about, you know, this, even before the podcast, I was like, it was really difficult for me talking to you about it. I feel so much better. It's so interesting. I mean, there is repercussions, right? Of stepping back and not just letting it slide, or like playing a role, or, you know, being that woman where she's like stoic in the face of like disapproval and awkwardness. But
you're feeling all that?
No, but I mean, I could keep on going into that situation. But I'm not going there anymore. I'm not engaging.
Wow. So you really have a boundary, like a real one.
Yeah.
And the boundary is mental too. Like you're not like beating yourself up about.
Yeah. It just is what it is. This is what some people have to deal with. I've joined a very famous club.
Yeah, you have.
And I feel so much better that I've just, it's on them.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna keep checking in about that. Because maybe that's the answer. Like, you know,
I don't know.
I don't know what the answer is.
We're going to see. I mean, there has to be a moment where I will have to see them. But I do have basic lines because I'm not going to be ignored and treated badly anymore.
Yeah.
We don't need to be best friends. It's just basic manners when you meet someone. Hi, Chrystal.
Right.
How are you?
You just want them to say hi. Yeah.
It's just like acknowledge.
Yeah.
So we'll see if they can
I'll
do
check
that.
In. But it's just funny. Yeah. You can't choose your in-laws.
No.
How did you guys meet again? You and your partner?
We met online.
Oh,
actually.
You did?
Yeah. Online. First time online, because obviously I was like off the market for 11 years. But I knew about online, obviously through my friends and things like that. But yeah, online. And I still think it's crazy that you can just meet someone so randomly, not through like friends or networks.
It's amazing.
And then you just connect and like can fall in love. And I know that sounds so basic because that's what everyone's been doing for like the last decade or more. But it just feels so bizarre to me to like have found him.
Yeah. But married for 11 years, you take a break to date, and then how long until you found him?
Well, I had like a year of being out there in New York City.
Like party time?
Kind of.
Fun. Very fun.
It was very fun. I had a nice time. You know, I wasn't like looking to settle down with anyone.
Yeah.
I was still trying to recover from the experience that I had. Divorce is like so crazy and so intense.
Yeah.
You wouldn't believe. And I wasn't really like looking for anyone, but what I did know just from talking to my friends throughout the years about how like overwhelming online dating and things like that could be. So I definitely chose apps or whatever I did kind of like wisely. I did my like research.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God. Online. I mean, yeah, it's not like novel or new anymore, but it's just amazing. Yeah, you can meet your soulmate. Like you told me that you told us, I think you said it on the podcast, you were like, this is like, we've known each other for many lives.
Oh my God, you love that little thing.
I do.
I just came out.
It was so dramatic in the best way. I was like, whoa. I was like, can I say that about us? Like,
I know.
But that's just, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I don't know. I always wonder how people meet.
Yeah, no, it's crazy. We met on like an app called Raya.
Oh, yeah.
Which is like, it's a referral. It sounds a lot more fancy than people say it is. It wasn't like super fancy. I got on there, you know what I mean? With like 2 followers or whatever. But it's interesting about like choosing the right space. I mean, I could have gone for something big like Hinge or what's that other famous one?
Hinge is huge.
Yeah, there's another one. Tinder.
Yeah, Tinder.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I could have done that. But then I remember a friend told me this hilarious thing. And she said, Chrystal, you've got to be careful because the next thing you know, you're like feeling depressed and you're like scrolling whilst on the loo. And I was like, oh my God.
I mean, aren't we all scrolling whilst on the loo? That's
Which
like
is very
prime
bad for you,
scrolling
by
time.
the way.
I know. Actually, for Soft Life Challenge, it should be go to the bathroom without scrolling.
Definitely. But I remember her saying that to me. And then a few friends recommended, including one guy that I met on Field actually, recommended that I should go on Raya. And it's really good because all you basically need is some referrals. And like it's for creative people, but there's a lot of people who aren't in the creative industries there. People can't screenshot. So it's good if you're like pro privacy, which like I was, you know, I'm like new to this whole game.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, you know, like awkward. Also, there's only a certain amount of scrolls, which I love. So you can't
So
be
it's
like
not
doing it
endless.
whilst
Right.
on the loo. Do you
Right.
know what I mean? Endless. And then also you only see people if you match and you don't know if they've read your message or if you've read theirs.
Oh,
So I
that's
think
great.
it like, it's
Old
not
school.
like, it doesn't give you those anxious, it doesn't pull on those really
Angsty
anxious
tech
parts,
vibes,
those
yeah.
parts of your personality or the dopamine hit. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? I think you can pay for more swipes or whatever, swipe left, swipe right, whatever it's called. But like, I'm not paying for that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So in a way, it's like cool in that way.
Okay.
And then you meet, it's like a narrower pool. And that worked like so well for me. And I met some like lovely people anyway who like became mates and like we'd hang out and stuff. So
you recommend that one for
I
dating
think
people?
going niche is like very, very good. Yeah. And I think nowadays they're creating more and more apps that are kind of niche based on like taste or like industry or vibe,
Yeah.
you know? But I think if you go broad, you're just going to get lost. Do you think? I don't know. Do you think going broad is good? I'm quite pro niche and narrow.
No, I never really online dated.
But just
isn't
like
that
more
crazy?
broadly, what do you think? Like
About-
niche versus like broad.
I think I'd go broad.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want like randos in the mix. You know?
I'm not scared of randos.
I know it's scary, but also like everyone I've ever met has been like, oh, this is my type, XYZ.
Yes,
And then
true.
they end up marrying or ending up with someone totally not their type.
Yeah.
So I just think they're like, I like the element of chance, you know, even with online dating.
Yes.
Like letting those random people in that just like might strike a chord somehow.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
You're more like risky. I'm like more
Yeah.
risk averse. I think I needed some kind of comfort, you know?
Yeah.
Like, you know, but yeah, I love that you said that actually.
So it's
Of
set on
course,
his,
you love your randos. Actually,
I
I'm
like
so not
randos.
surprised.
You know me, yeah.
I like my weirdos and freaks,
I know you
definitely,
do.
but I like my niche weirdos and freaks.
Did it say on his profile, I'm messy?
Oh my gosh, no!
He hid that. He snuck
totally
in there.
hid that. He totally hid that until I found out when I was locked in.
Right. Wait, can I ask one more question about that? The
Sure.
messy part. Do you, because I have this, when you go home, do you have any like anxieties or quirks around like sitting on your bed or your furniture in your street clothes that have like touched the subway? Do you
I'm
know
not
what I mean?
like I mean the
Like,
subway's
do you
so
have leisure
bad.
clothes? Do you come home and change into your like house clothes?
I do. I mean,
Me too.
We can talk about this for a lot. I mean, I'm quite pro naked.
Oh, you're naked. Okay.
But that's another discussion. But yeah, I always change into my gym jams.
What's Jim Jam? So your house clothes.
That's another English expressive, my pajamas.
Oh, your pajamas.
I like my pajamas, or like I'll have like it was my grandmother's actually, and I have like this silk, like, oh my God, what do you call
A
it?
robe?
Yeah, I have like this silk robe, which is like pink and white.
And you just change into that
Yeah.
after you're from outside.
I love being comfortable.
Okay.
I just-
I like being comfortable too, but I do think it's kind of gross because I take the subway so much and you
Ugh.
see like people's
It's
like bare
revolting.
asses on the subway.
Literally.
Like really nasty stuff happens on the subway. And I'm not like a germ freak, but I'm like,
No.
I can't like sit on my son's bed wearing my like subway pants. But my husband will like lie down on the bed for bedtime and like
Subway
my mom and I are like,
pants.
what are you, like we're trying not to like nag him. But
I'm
subway
with you.
pants.
I'm
It's
with
like-
you on that. I know some people where they're totally hardcore. I'm with you on that. I'm a little relaxed, but like overall, like something that's new, which I've started in America, is like take your shoes off when you come into the house.
duh.
Whereas in the UK, I wouldn't.
that is
I mean-
table stakes. Come on.
I mean, it has to because it's just
it's disgusting out
next
there.
level.
You're
The
walking on
UK
like urine and poop.
London is disgusting as well, but nowhere
Not like
near
this.
here. I mean, I've got my hand sanitizer the whole time. I've got this really nice lavender one. It's not sticky, like the whole time.
Ooh.
Because this it's Dr. Bronner's.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
lavender.
That's a good
and
one,
It's
yeah.
so good. But I find it revolting actually. But I'm not a germ freak either. But
Me
yeah,
neither.
when I get home, I just want to get super comfy.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Me too.
I'm with
No,
you
I'm
on
not a
that.
germ freak either. I've eaten a cookie off the sidewalk before, actually. I mean, it touched it for like, no, I didn't like find a cookie, but I dropped this really good cookie and it was the last one at the bakery. It was like a whole thing. I
my
waited
God,
in
the
line
whole
for
thing.
it. I waited in line. Yeah. And so I couldn't not eat it, you know? And it looked clean. Anyway, I'm just saying I'm not some like
I
freak
love the fact that you put that out there, babe.
I'm not a germ freak. Anyone who knows me.
You're a New Yorker, babe.
I'm a New Yorker.
You're a New
Hardcore
Yorker.
New Yorker.
Actually, something I wanted to ask you is like Naila. Or is it Nyla or Naila?
Naila.
Something I want to talk to you about is Naila, your new shoe wear brand, Fishskin Eco. You have like jumped right into entrepreneurship, which is so bloody amazing.
So weird.
How do you feel? I mean, I was like traveling quite a lot this summer and you were like, obviously you had time for your family, but you were kind of working your ass off a little bit. Like you didn't really get to have a big holiday. I know you went to Iceland, which is so cool, but like you have been in entrepreneurship mode.
Yeah.
How has it been?
Yeah, I have. I worked too much this summer, but also like I'm okay with like, you know, a period of working hard. Like I don't want this to be every single month.
Yes.
But launching, like the relaunch was just a ton of work, you know. But I love it because I get to be creative. I'm designing shoes and making shoes. They're made in our factory in Peru, but I'm designing shoes that become a shoe that people buy.
I'll come with you to Peru if you want.
Oh my God, right? I do want to. I need to go at some point.
I've been. It's fantastic.
The rainforest?
It's actually not the rainforest.
I'd like to go there.
Lima's the best food I've ever had.
That's where our factory is. The best
whole
food.
World.
Oh,
it's the best place I've had food in the whole world. Obviously, certain foods, you know, India, you get great Indian cuisine, but the food that I had in Peru was the best I've ever had while traveling.
Okay, that's amazing.
I'll be your partner. I'll come. Okay. I'll pay my way.
All right, we'll pack a press trip. We'll plan a press trip.
But anyway, sorry.
But no, it's been it's been a lot of work. But at the same time, I'm loving it because it's more on my own schedule than working for someone, you know?
True.
So I really, really, like, I can't emphasize it enough. I love working and being creative, but like I drop everything for my family. Do you know what I mean? And my husband does too. This isn't just me. This is like it's a venture, you know, it's a team. But it just feels really good to make my shoes and, you know, do whatever I'm doing that day. Cause it's me. So I'm wearing many hats. Like I do PR. I'm making the shoes. I'm planning an event to launch them.
Great.
I'm the marketing team. You know, it's like me doing many, many things. But I love that I can like stop on Tuesdays and take my kids to swimming at freaking 3:00, you know?
By working for yourself.
By working for myself. And the world just isn't set up to be able to take your kids to learn how to swim.
Yes.
You know, I don't have an answer for this. No one does. Maybe there is no answer, right? It's like you work and there's work hours and then everything, your whole life has to fit into like the 2 hours before and after work, before bedtime, you know?
It's crazy.
Like it's crazy. So I just feel so grateful that I get to work on more of my own timeline.
Yeah, that's the great thing about like I'm freelance as well, and I like totally agree with that. But I do, you know, it's bigger than that. That it's like you're launching something and it's taken a lot of time. Are there any learnings? Because you know, right now, lots of people being laid off, or they're deciding actually I want to go for like the soft life or whatever. I saw this report, which is really interesting. It's slightly connected, where record numbers of millennials and Gen Zers don't want to take on managerial roles or move up the ranks because it's too stressful, which is so interesting. I actually love managing people, but like I can see why so many people can't stand it. So this is something that I think that more and more people are going to do, whether they want to or not, being laid off like happened to us,
right? Or
they're just jumping in that way, starting their own businesses and stuff. What learnings would you say that you would give to someone who's like starting off doing this?
Yeah. I mean, it's so much work. Like it's just such a trade-off, right? Like you're on more of your own schedule, but there's kind of like no off button. Like it was easier for me to shut off before.
Yeah.
At 7 or 6 or something. But now it's just like it's all on you.
Boundaries, is that what it's about?
Well, I'm like not the worst at boundaries because as I said, I love being a mom. I have to feed people. We have to feed people.
Yeah.
You know, you have to stop. Like it's like you have to stop. People are like really shouting at you and playing at your feet.
Yeah.
And then I just have so many like hobbies and interests. Like I like cooking dinner. So like I make sure I can do that because it like fills me up, you know?
Yes.
So but the learnings are that it's just it's an awesome situation, but it's not less work.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not.
But what advice would you give to someone starting off? Do they need to be like, is there like tools that they should be thinking about? Like, because it sounds like you have to be a tiny bit more organized.
Yeah, you do have to be organized.
Yeah.
And I'm not organized. You know what? I mean, I have all sorts of advice, but I'm like really, really on a steep learning curve still.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, what? It's been like 3 months
Yes.
I've been helming this company. So it's like, I'm like really still learning.
Is there something about, let me put words into your mouth, is it about what I've kind of done in a way, is like communicating more of what you need? Because even here with the podcast, you'd be like, actually, I won't be able to do this, or how about that? Like, you know, is there things like that? Like, or asking for support where you need it more? No, I actually need you to do this time round. Is there something about being more assertive in that way?
Definitely. That's a good question. The saying no and the boundaries is a good question, you know, because you can work forever. We know that, right?
Yes.
We both come from that.
Yeah.
And that's sort of why we're doing this podcast, because we don't want to just work endlessly.
Yeah.
So even when there is a mountain of things to do, you just have to stop at a certain point, you know? You really do.
And nothing will fall apart.
Nothing will fall apart. You'll pick it back up, but it's really hard to see that, you know? If everything feels so urgent when it's your company too.
Exactly.
You know, and you're calling the shots and just figuring out how to do something and there's no one to ask.
Yes. Yeah.
Actually, my partner, she's amazing, and I ask her a million things. But you know what I mean? Like it's like me alone in my house. I work from home, and you have to figure a lot out by yourself.
Yeah. Cool. Well, I can't wait to find out more about how that's going as well.
Yeah.
And managing that.
Ask me in a bit. But also those millennials who don't want managerial positions, I'm like right there. I don't want to manage people. It's so much work because I would take it so seriously. Those are human beings, and you have to be a leader and a thoughtful one. And it's like a job, and then you have to like do the job too. I don't want to manage.
Yeah,
a lot of people.
I really liked it, but it is a big investment, actually.
I bet you were good at it, managing people.
There's a learning curve, but I think I probably am. And you just, you know, the thing is, it's like different. Everyone's different, right? And you have to take into so many considerations what's going on inside their lives, outside, and you know,
that's
their ambitions.
You would take into account.
You have to
outside.
if someone's died, or
some
like
people
if
don't.
They're going through something terrible. I mean, but then you need to realize they might not be working in the way that they normally are, you know, or they might be overworking. So yeah, you have to be like understand people, but it is a lot of work. You know what I mean? But something that I've realized as well, since like not being such a work obsessed human, and doing a bit less. I was working on a project recently where I was like working loads, and then I've been able to like relax a tiny bit.
Nice.
Not really relax, but like not have to work all the time. So that's been really good. But something that I've been thinking about a lot, and I was talking to a friend about this, and she's been thinking about a lot more details. So this is going to be very like hackneyed backwards version of it.
Yeah.
But she said, you really have to think about the difference between working and a job. A job is what you're doing to make money. And if you like that, that's fantastic. But working is what you do every day, what you like to do and what you have to do. So that might be like raising children. That might be doing something charitable. That might be trying to make the world better. You know what I mean? That might be trying to bring in an innovative new idea, you know? That might be working on yourself, whether that's like internally, externally. And that needs to always be prioritized.
The work has to be prioritized.
The work has to be prioritized over the job. Because if the work is not filling you up, the job can only do so much. And I so agree with that.
I love that. And obviously I know why. I'm just trying to be like provocative.
Yeah.
I fully agree.
Yeah. So anyway, I was just thinking about that because I was speaking to her about that the other day, and she's like such a wise, amazing friend. My friend Anna, she's an author. She has a cool book out called Yes, Yes, More, More. Oh. It's been going for a while, and she's also an educator, but she's just such a great, like, what do you say in America? Think partner.
A think partner.
I can't remember you said that. All these Americanisms are so bad. No, they're great. They're great. They're lovely. Oh my God, I'm being really mean.
I've never used the term think partner.
It just came to my head. I don't know, but I'm sure it's an American word.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
But like totally. She's like amazing person to talk to. She would like laugh her head off if she now said that. But
work versus a job. That's cool.
The work is like what we do, what we need to do, what we have to do, which fills us up, which is like very important. And then the job is for money. And if you like doing that, that makes it even better.
I love that. I think that really sums it up nicely because we all do these things at home, whether it's like cooking or like you said, raising children or I don't know.
The work is relationships, like building relationships. It's building community, which I'm trying to do. Like that is work.
It is
like
work,
building community in New York.
Huh. So she wants us to make a distinction.
Totally.
Yeah,
She had, there was another one as well, which she said, which I can't remember what that was. But
That's smart. I like
that's
that.
what I've been thinking about actually, and like taking sort of notes about that.
Well, yeah, you were, remember we had like sort of the opposite approaches to trying to soft life roadblocks, I guess
Yeah.
I'll say, right?
Yeah.
Like I was sort of like had to get more jazzed about working, and you were like finding it hard to not work so hard.
Yeah.
So how has that played out at home?
I think it's
And being a
interesting
mom.
because prioritizing like the job so much worked quite well being in London. My mum around the corner, my family, friends, feeling like confident in my network and my community. Whereas now it's less like that here. And my son is a teenager. My daughter's getting older. So there's so many different challenges compared to your age where you have like smaller children, your kids who are 2 and 4, right?
Yeah. Yours are what?
10 and 14.
Wow.
So something that I've realized is, and this is what I'm trying to say about the important nature of the work. What I've realized now is I need to focus even more on the work and being there and being so in tune, rather than, which is why I'm doing this podcast as well, prioritizing the job so much, because actually the work of building a community, building friendships, building a life here, being there for my children more intensely is what is going to fill me up. And then the work, I'm confident in my work. I'm very skilled professional.
In your job.
My
Confident in your job.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Confident in my job. I'm like
Yeah.
a really skilled professional.
Yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah.
You know? So that's kind of where I am right now. And I'm saying it and I'm believing it and I'm really getting there.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But it's just, obviously we all know this. It's so hard because the job doesn't recognize or doesn't account for all the time and energy the work takes.
Which is the
right?
reason why it makes sense to do your own thing and build something for yourself where you can balance that, you know?
But I could only do this because I jobbed for so long. You know, you can't have like absolutely no money. Or you can do whatever you want, obviously. But for me, I had to have the funds from my work,
Yes.
from my job to
Yeah.
make this new stage happen, you know?
Yeah, I know. Yeah. And I think that's why so many people are saying no to maybe promotions, or people are realizing now more the importance of the work or leisure or the things that matter.
Yeah, the soft stuff.
Yeah. So it's about striking that right balance. It's true. Yeah. For people who are younger, they have to look at it slightly differently.
Yeah.
But yes, I realized that we're coming to the end of the show and I have to give you a task.
Oh God. Okay.
It's a bit of work. Something that I want you to do, and this is kind of quite challenging actually, because of time, but I think it's very important for you at the moment, being an entrepreneur and being a mum of 2 small children and a partner and a friend, etc., is I want you to spend half a day, so at least 4 hours, doing things that are exclusively for you. So that could be like going for a walk, doing whatever you want, and you can't spend more than $50.
Okay, and
So
like
I don't want you to-
consecutive 4 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I want you to spend, you can't spend more than $50. The reason why I'm saying that is because in New York, sometimes you leave your house and you've already spent like $60.
I know.
And I don't want you to then fill
On
up
a
your day going to a
cappuccino.
spa or whatever. I mean, that's fine. Do that whenever you want, or going for a lavish dinner. No, I want it to be something very, very grounding, very, very Megan, almost like baby Megan, you know, like the joy that you used to seek being younger. When you had that kind of like that awe and that playfulness
Oh,
and
I
that
instantly know
freedom.
what I want to do first.
So you've got 4 hours. So next time I see you, I want to know how it went.
Okay. The first thing I'll do, can I just say, is walk across the Williamsburg Bridge
Wonderful.
by myself.
Yeah. And be in that. You deserve that, darling.
All right. Challenge accepted.
Okay. See you for more of a soft life soon.